Okay, welcome to Hyper Bullet Hot Takes. You have 30 seconds to give your answers. Let's see who debates the best. Your first question. I like the format of FIDE's Total Chess World Championship, and it will still exist in 5 years' time.
Well, the problem for me is still, like, it doesn't really exist right now because we haven't had any tournaments. I will say that I really enjoy the combination of formats and rating somewhat faster chess as classical. You even see tournaments like Tata Steel speeding it up now. So I hope it's going to be around.
Yeah, I think the Total World Championship is an interesting format. You're going to have all these different time controls. I think it could be quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the first event in October goes. Will it exist in 5 years? Absolutely not, unless we see some dramatic change.
Next question. Norway will go further than USA in the upcoming World Cup football.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't follow football. It's I think because America tends to not be that good at it, we just don't care so much, unfortunately, or soccer as we call it. So I've got no idea. I'm going to assume that the US goes further. I mean, the only player that I know on either team would be, of course, Haaland, who plays for Norway, but we'll see. No real opinion.
Yeah, Norway's going to win the whole thing. So.
If we do end up seeing a one-on-one stadium match between you two one day, who will have more fans cheering for them?
Well, I hope I'd have more fans, but I hope that the haters would be as loud, and I would encourage everybody who dislikes both of us to come as well.
Yeah, I think if Magnus and I play a 1v1 in a stadium, it doesn't really matter to me who has more fans, whether it's myself or Magnus, but I think just having the fans who really appreciate the game of chess and having that atmosphere would be really, really special. So I think it would be a big win for chess if that happens. One day, just huge.
There is some amount of money in this world where Magnus would be your second Hikaru at the upcoming candidates tournament.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Some amount of money that Magnus would be my second candidates. You know, I don't know what that amount is, and I think there would have to be something bigger. I think if I were playing at someone that Magnus really dislikes, there might be a certain American player. Then I think Magnus might do it for a certain amount of money. But for Gukesh, or even just the candidates, I'm not really seeing it. So I don't think there's actually an amount for this one specifically.
I honestly don't think I would be very useful since I have zero experience coaching or anything like that. So if I were to offer my services for any amount of money, I would recommend that Hikaru sticks with his team because he has a very, very good team, and I don't think I'd improve it.
Next question. Viral moments like banging the table and throwing the king to the crowd are good for chess.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, there's a lot that I could add for viral moments. I think one thing that's very important to note, I think about Magnus and myself, is we tend to be two of the more expressive players. And when you look at people as children, I think you're shaped by your surroundings. And both of us, I think, grew up following sports. And so we've seen sports figures and their emotions, their reactions. And it's very, very good for chess. And I wish more players have that sort of spirit.
Even though we do not yet know his opponent, Gukesh will be an underdog at the next World Championship match.
Yeah, I think that when we look at the candidates and the players who are most likely to win, it's not a guarantee he'll be an underdog, but I think probably 4 of the players are definitely a favorite. And so it's like I would say 2 out of 6 in my view have a chance to win who would be an underdog against him. So it's much more likely than not that the winner of the candidates will be the favorite against Gukesh in the World Championship match.
The rule is that World Championship matches tend to be fairly tight, but I agree with Hikaru that I would say 2 players would be significant favorites, and there will be 3-4 more who would have a very decent chance, and probably only 2 where he'd be a somewhat significant favorite. So overall, the field against Gukesh for sure.
Okay, Magnus, if you played 18 holes with Tiger Woods and we let you tee off from the forward tee boxes, you would beat Tiger in at least 1 of the holes.
Yeah, Tiger is injured, so he wouldn't be able to play. I'd beat him on every hole.
Yeah, so I assume you mean the forward-most tee. If Tiger's not injured, then Magnus will never win a single hole. But it would be fun to see that happen. I don't know what Magnus's handicap is, but I'd be curious to see what the outcome is.
Who will be higher rated in 3 years, Yuj Erdemis or Fausti Oro?
Interesting pronunciation. That's not what the Turkish people told me how you pronounce it. But anyway, in 3 years, Erdomus is what I was told online. If I'm wrong, Turkish people can get mad at me or whatever. But I think he'll be stronger than Faustino Oro. He's already playing against the absolute best players in the world, so he's already there. Faustino still has to prove it. He's obviously not far behind, but I'd always bet on the person who's there versus the person who has to catch up. So Turkey for right now.
They're so young. Just let them be, let them develop. They're both fantastic talents, and they have a wonderful future ahead of them. As do many others.
I think it's fair to say in the last 10 years, you guys have become more collegial. Fatherhood has brought you two closer together.
We've had little talks about it. Not too much, but I think at a certain point it becomes a little bit of not only us competing, but also we're also like defending the old guard against the usurpers of young. So we still really want to beat each other, but I feel like I'm not.
Yeah, I think in general, Magnus and I were on pretty good terms. I don't think fatherhood actually has anything at all to do with it. I think the fact that we're older, and I mean, in some ways, we're from the same generation. There's so many kids who are becoming good. We definitely don't see things the way we once did, and in a sense, we're also not in the same kind of direct competition. We have a lot of different interests now. So we are on pretty good terms, and I think it'll be exciting to see what the future holds.
Very simple. Who is the better bullet player with no increment? 1 + 0.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously me with no increment. I think the years and years of mouse skills play a huge role. But the funny thing is, I actually don't like bullet as much as I once did, because there are various moments when I play now and I just completely freeze up for 5 or 10 seconds. So I think I'm better than Magnus. But even though I say that, doesn't bring me great joy, because I find bullet with no increment a little bit unpleasant these days. But maybe I'm getting old.
Yeah, there's mountains of evidence that Hikaru is better than me at no increment bullets. So I would say at a certain point it was close-ish when I was playing a lot of bullet, probably 7, 8